Hello everyone and welcome to the April edition of the Atlassian Community Roundup. Team 23 was only a couple of weeks ago and we're still riding on the energy from everything that was announced. So without further ado, let's dive in and see all the content that's happened in the month of April. Alright everyone, let's get into it. First up, you knew this was coming. Team 23, so many announcements. Rodney Nissen, the Jira guy, has put together a collection of everything that was announced at Team 23. So if you missed anything, or you were like me and stunned when you saw Atlassian intelligence and couldn't process anything else beyond that, be sure to go and check this out so that you can see a recap of everything that was announced at Team 23. The Work Check podcast, you know that I have covered some of these episodes on the Welcome Wednesdays. Christine has put together a nice little guide if you wanted to run one of these by yourself. Either at a local event, or maybe you just want to run it with some coworkers. Anyway, this is sort of your template of how to put together a Work Check podcast, so if you are interested in doing your own, you should go and check this out. And then speaking of the Teamwork Lab, Legendary Teams was a tour that was done not too long ago by Sven and Mark. They went to a number of different local events talking about the Legendary Teams. If you missed it, you missed a fantastic presentation. This has a link to the webinar that was done. I believe it was done on LinkedIn. So I would highly recommend checking out this article, mainly to go through and check out that article. Or sorry, check out the webinar, because you'll want to see this presentation. Next, so the Atlassian team is changing how they manage feature suggestions. So if you are familiar with Jira.Atlassian.com, affectionately known as Jack, you will see many links to that site within the online community, and they represent various features or bugs that people have posted for various things they would like to see Atlassian fix. It sounds as though Atlassian is going to be removing the ability to create those. They would prefer that you went through support going forward. There are still some open questions in this as to how you can still engage. It sounds as though reading them and being attached to them is still something that's possible. They just want to control how they're being created, I'm assuming, so that they can not have to spend as much time curating all the duplicates together. Next, the community has a few announcements of their own. This release note update brings a small change, but it's actually a very impactful one. You'll see a lozenge, and much like if you see on here, Monique's post has this little community manager lozenge. It's now going to, when you hover over it, tell you about that person's role within the community. So every single lozenge has a role now, and it is defined. So if you don't really know who someone is within the community, you know, the difference between a community manager or a community leader, or even a marketplace partner, you can now just hover over that title and it will tell you a little bit more about them. Next, it wouldn't be right if we didn't focus on the monthly community leader spotlight. This month we're focusing on Sam and all the great things that he has done with a couple of local communities. Go and read these. These are people who volunteer their personal time because they are very passionate about the Atlassian tooling and making sure that other people get the help that they need with using those. Finally, our last article in the news and announcements, Theodore has put together an awesome article on how Agile can help build your resiliency. And what she's really talking about is the fact that you can take the Agile methodology and apply it to your daily life. So as much as we all know this being used for software development, there are definitely some practices you can do to help with your daily routine, to make yourself a little bit more productive, or maybe at least make you feel more productive. Okay, moving into the product update section, I'm going to start by saying there are a lot of early access and beta things for you to participate in this month, so be sure to take a look at all of these. First up, the Atlassian Access product. We don't normally see many things from them, but they have a new data security policies early access that you can get a part of. And it looks as this one is specifically targeting about preventing exports from Confluence. So if this is something that sounds interesting to you, be sure to go to this article and sign up for that. Next, the university team is showcasing a new marketplace app which allows you to bring the university catalog of training right into Jira. So if this is something where you would like to help your users have easier access to training right in the product, this is definitely an app you're going to want to take a look at. Next up, there is now a new command palette for Jira, which from what I can tell, it looks as though we're basically making it easier to give shortcuts to allow people to get to the actions and functions that they want to perform a little bit faster. There is a beta program for this, so if you are interested in joining that, testing it out, and providing feedback, this might be the article for you to check out. Next up, if you have wondered what the differences are between Jira Software and Jira Work Management, this article will answer all your questions. I will be honest, I didn't know everything that Jira Work Management was capable of, so this might be an article that you'll want to read because you may learn that there is more functionality in Jira Work Management than you first realized, and it might be able to help your business teams more than you may have initially thought. Next up, this one is just a really cool one for me. So Bitbucket now has resolvable comments, which I know it seems like a minor quality of life thing. I think it's cool that you can have a whole bunch of comments, and just by simply the act of talking it out, you can choose to resolve a comment if it's not relevant, or by making an additional commit change, you can mark off which ones have been fixed as a result of a code change. Obviously, you might do certain ones faster than others just because, a minor syntax typo is much easier to fix than something that requires a massive logic change. Anyway, just being able to resolve comments, I think, is a great quality of life change. Next, dark mode is coming to Trello, and it is now in beta. I have personally experienced this. It's awesome. I highly recommend checking it out if dark mode is something that you are passionate about. And now I'm just waiting for Confluence. So Confluence, whenever you want to get dark mode, I'd appreciate it. Next up is the guide for Compass on all the announcements at Team 23. Obviously, the major one, which is linked in this, is their pricing guide. And the short version is they're going to follow something similar to Atlas, where there's going to be a base level that is free, with a paid tier for editor access to a number of things. Anyway, this has all the things that they have announced recently combined into one. So this is your one-stop shop for everything Compass if you are interested in that product. And then lastly in this, it wouldn't have been complete without mentioning Confluence whiteboards. Personally, I don't know what rock I was hiding under, but when I saw this announced at Team 23, I did not know that this was something that Atlassian was working on, and I'm very excited about it. So if you haven't heard about it, go check out this article. There's a video there. There's a waitlist to join. I am putting myself on it because I am super excited about this. I hope you enjoyed reading through and watching this as much as I enjoyed creating it for you. For everyone I was able to see at Team 23, thank you for saying hello. It was great to meet everyone. For those of you I didn't get to or weren't able to make it there, I'm sorry that I missed you, and hopefully I will be able to see you at a future event. And with that, that's all I have for you this month. Stay tuned for next month, and until that time, thanks for stopping by.